Hi, and welcome to the next video in Module 3. In this module so far, we've explored the second growth driver, which is all about converting traffic. And we started by looking at how to optimize your website for conversions. If you can increase your conversion rate on your site, you'll boost sales. It's pretty simple. In this video, I'd like to dig a bit deeper though into a particular strategy for enabling your site to convert even prospects who aren't yet ready to buy. I'm referring here to the use of what we call opt-in offers. Now, we identified it as an item to consider in your 50-point website audit, but to do it effectively, it requires some strategic thinking. So let's think through it together now. To do that, we're going to explore a few key things. We're going to start by looking at what opt-in offers really are. We're going to look at some examples of different kinds of opt-in offers, and we're going to look at how to deploy them on your site most effectively. There are a number of different ways and choices, and we're going to look at them together. Now, let's be clear. E-commerce conversion rates are about 2 to 3% on average and lower on mobile phones. If your site converts more than 3% of traffic into sales, believe it or not, you're in the top 20% of stores. Okay, now let's assume you've made a range of optimization changes to your website and you've achieved a conversion rate above 3%. Let's assume that. Okay, wonderful, congratulations. But here's the big mistake that many businesses make. They ignore the 97% of visitors who came to your site but didn't purchase. Right? If you think about it, if you're only converting 3%, 97% are leaving. You see, this is what the typical customer journey looks like at many businesses. See if you can relate to it, right? You spend some time, energy, and money attempting to generate visitors, for example, via digital marketing. Typically, 2 to 3% of those prospects make a purchase, right? They come through your funnel and they ultimately buy whatever it is you're offering, right? And so what do? You deliver your product or service to customers, the end. Sound familiar? That's the way it is at most businesses, right? But what about the other 97% of visitors who came to your website yet didn't purchase? Right? Many businesses label them as what you might call bad leads, and then they let them disappear back into the virtual ether, which means they'll simply leave your website and you'll have no way of contacting them or following them up down the track. But this is an enormous missed opportunity because many of them are not actually bad leads. They're just not ready to buy today. And that's why smart businesses use a different strategy to attract and draw in potential customers. They're often called opt-in offers, or sometimes they're referred to as lead magnets, because like a magnet, they attract and draw prospects back into your sales funnel. But what exactly is an opt-in? Right? An opt-in offer or a lead magnet is a typically free offer that's so valuable to prospective customers that they're willing to exchange their contact information for it, even if they're not ready to buy right now. As we said, the vast majority of people who learn about your business aren't ready to buy right now. Lead magnets, opt-in offers, provide that intermediate step, enabling you to build and nurture the relationship with prospects until they are ready to buy. And they enable that by motivating prospects to give you their contact information, thereby building your email list with prospects who you can cultivate and with whom you can build trust until they're ready for your product or service. But be careful though. This is not some kind of marketing trick, right? What you offer them has to be genuinely valuable. And if it isn't, it won't attract people to sign up for it. Or even worse, they'll be disappointed when they do. And that's certainly no way to build an ongoing relationship. So the key to a successful opt-in offer, right, or lead magnet is to provide something of immediate value to your target market. And there are many kinds of lead magnets. Some of them will take time to develop, and some, I would argue many of them, can be created in under 10 minutes. Let's explore some examples together. So one of the fastest and easiest lead magnets for e-commerce businesses is a discounts. For example, a promo code, a coupon, free membership, free shipping offers. All you need to do, literally, is decide on what your discount will be and then create an opt-in form on your site for people to sign up. Right? So here are some examples. You can see here, this is a $10 off instant coupon that people get. All they need to do is put their email address, click the button, and they'll automatically be emailed a coupon. Similar example though here, but here we're offering 10% off, not $10 off, right? Another example. Here again, a different one, 10% off. But the difference here is, right, it's off your first order over $199. So again, you can put some parameters around this. And one final example of discounts is here we're offering a free shipping. All they need to do is click the button, put their name and email in, and off they go. Here's a different kind of example though, competitions, right? In this particular example, you can see that there's an opt-in here where you can win a $1,000 shopping spree, right? Or other examples are, going to a draw to win a voucher. Whatever it is, it's an opportunity for people to give you their contact information in exchange for the potential to get something back that's valuable to them. Another example is a free demonstration. Right? This is great for software businesses, and there are many examples of businesses that would benefit from this. In this case, this is Udemy, which is an online learning platform. All you need to do is put your information in, and then you get access to their portal, their learning programs for a period of time. Another example that's become popular is to offer a short interactive survey or quiz or assessment on a topic of interest to your target market, right? As well as then providing them with an answer that gives them valuable insights of some kind. So in this particular case, you can see here, they're offering sunglasses, eyeglasses, and you get to take a quiz to find out which one is going to be most appropriate for you. Another example is a free trial, right? So in this case, it's Dropbox, right? All you need to do, click on here, try it free. Obviously, they only give you either a limited time to use the service or they give you limited scope of service. But either way, you get a chance to test it out and see if you like it. They then get your contact details and they can market to you and build the relationship over time, hopefully to transfer you into a paid version of the product. Another example, a number of e-commerce businesses use are free samples, right? And sometimes that is a physical sample that you might send out, but sometimes it's virtual samples, right? Showing a picture of what the thing that they purchase might look like. Another example are guides, ebooks, and reports, right? They provide advice, guidance, or strategies to achieve particular outcomes for your target market. And they can be created very quickly. If you ever write blogs for your business, or you've ever written a short article that's genuinely helpful to your customers, you can offer it as a free report, guide, or ebook. You don't even need to rewrite it, provided it's useful. Right? You can just get it very simply designed, professionally, package it up, and suddenly it's an ebook. Right? You don't have to write the next, best-selling novel to do this. Another example is the checklist or the template. Right? This is typically short, 1 to 2 page checklist or template that provides prospects with really practical assistance on a particular topic that's relevant to them. Ask yourself, do you ever use any checklists or templates or tools when you work with your customers? If so, you could just simply choose one of them, adapt it, and offer it for free. Right? The only proviso is that it should be of immediate value to them. Those are some examples, and you're not limited to those examples, but those are some common ones that people use. But the next question is, how do you actually deploy those opt-in offers or lead magnets on your site? The reality is, to enable it to work its magic, you need to ensure your visitors, your prospects, see it. And we're going to talk a bit more about how you can integrate that lead magnet into your different advertising channels in a future module. But for now, let's explore how you can integrate it into your website in particular. So there are many different ways to do this. One common one is what's called the exit intent pop-up. So what that means is as soon as someone moves the cursor towards the button to click off your website, automatically a pop-up comes up and invites them to take action, whatever that action is. That's a common one. That means they can browse around your site freely. Only when they go to leave do they then see the pop-up, enabling you to capture at least a percentage of those people who would otherwise be going. That's another example. Another one is a timed pop-up. So this is where the pop-up comes up after a particular designated period of time. For example, you might want people to browse your site unhindered for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever it is, until finally a pop-up emerges. Right. That's another example. Scroll boxes. You may have seen this before. This is where at the bottom right or bottom left of your site, a little box pops up inviting people to take action and sign up for whatever the opt-in offer is. Another example, less obtrusive than some of the other ones, is what's called a floating bar. As you can see, this can appear at the bottom of your site. It could also appear at the top of your site, inviting people to take action. And those are some examples of how you can deploy your opt-in offers on your site. And depending on what technology your website is built with, it may require a plugin to help you implement it on your site. But if you know what you're doing, it's really not difficult. And if your offer is desirable to your target market, you can capture the details of those prospects who are not yet ready to buy today, which means you can nurture them over time until they are in fact ready, right? Which will ultimately, in turn, boost your sales. Now, how exactly do you nurture them over time? That's a topic for an upcoming video. In the meantime, your task is to implement an opt-in offer on your site. And here are the steps to do that. So number one, decide which opt-in offer to test based on what your target market would desire. Number one. Two, deploy the offer. Decide how you'd like to deploy it on your site. Do you want an exit intent? Do you want a timed pop-up? Do you want a floating bar, etc.? And finally, begin to implement it on your site. Right? If you are able to do this yourself, or if you don't feel like you're able to do it yourself, get a quote from an expert to implement it for you. It's unlikely to be expensive, but it's extremely powerful. Good luck implementing this on your website and boosting your conversion rate.